Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing my series featuring my own role-playing game, Delves and Dangers, in a solo RPG session. Now, I have randomly decided the kindred and profession of each of my characters. They are Medicius, a Minotaur fighter, warrior, and Clandor Stonefingers, he is a dwarf thief. Nettles Pureclaw, she is a Fellcat druid. And we have Clestor Darkstar. He is an elf thief. They are on a quest to find the Delve of Nura Wilkinson, which it seems like they have found based on the past episodes. Nura was a monk, and in her delve, whether it's her tomb, they're not quite sure, whether she'd had it done for safety reasons or whatever, she had a map to the Kingdom of the Fae built into a mosaic on the floor somewhere in her delve. Now, as I mentioned, they are in the delve, and this is still the first level of that delve, and they are continuing their exploration. They have run into a few creatures here, then they took a brief respite to it's just about a half-hour rest, and they so that means that they have not been able to refresh their healing berries that Nettles created, nor have their healing stones recharged. Clestor still has 3 charges left on his, as does Nettles, and Medicius has 2 left, but Clandor's is drained and will not refresh till the beginning of the next day. So they have decided to take a 15-minute rest. I also decided to advance them each a level, so they are now all level 2. Which for each of their professions really only gives them more stamina at this level. Next level is a big one for everybody. Everybody's going to get an additional die to some kind of professional skill that they have. But for now, they all increased their stamina. And now they are going to continue on their way. So they are down a hallway off to here. This is what the map looked like. And they are resting. Did I have it like this? Yeah. And they're resting in this room here after they defeated some skeletons. And now they're going to continue on their way that direction, because the other direction has been, they've explored all they need to there. So they're heading down the hall, and that's going to put Medicius leading with a lantern, and the rest, and then Nettles at the back with her dark vision. And we have, so they're in this, basically this marching order. One other thing I decided to make finding magic items a little bit more frequent. So in my treasure table that I have as a download up on itch.io, I have not updated that document yet, but I intend to at some point. Now, if they roll a 5 or a 6, they have a chance to get a magic item and get a magic item of 3+. I've decided over the time that I've played my Delves and Dangers solo games that magic items aren't always flowing as well as they should, and that might be because I made it too hard to get them. So I decided as the game master to make them the danger director, if you will, to make them easier to find, just to kind of liven things up. That's just kind of a side thing for those people that have followed my game, and just so you know, that will be uploaded later. But in the meantime, they're going to continue down the hallway, and they're going to look this direction, and there's a hallway, and they're going to pass by here. I usually give Clestor a chance to detect them, but since he's not looking for them, it is DL5. But he does have a mind of 2, and he gets his proficiency die because he's a thief. It's also, thieves are usually used to looking for things, so I give him the thievery. And I also give him his +1 perception for being an elf. He needs to get 5 successes, and he does not. So he does not sense that secret door as a pass-by. Now, Medicius is leading, and D4 plus the player's level. Now, I know I have a D4 around here somewhere. There it is. And their level is 2. So 3, so there is no trap here indicated by Axbane's Decimane Dungeons that there was some kind of trap. Well, they did not find it. So they go this direction, they look down this hall, and it ends in a door. So I also am going to give Clestor a chance to detect that secret door, and it looks like he detected this secret door here. He goes, hey, I found a secret door. And so he is going to take some time to find the mechanism. He finds it. He follows down the hallway, leads the other door. He knows that there is a secret door here somewhere, maybe. So I'm going to make it DL4 that he finds it. And wow, with that many exploding dice, he's definitely going to find it. Oof, yeah, nice amount. So he has this secret way, so he knows the secret way if they need it. So in the meantime, they have a discussion. Doors before hallways, says Medicius. Sounds like a good idea. So the Axebane's Deck of Many Dungeons has indicated to us that there's going to be a monster in here. So I'm going to use my own encounter tables, and we're going to see what that is. They are second level, so they're still on the same encounter table I've been using. Red is the 10s. So that's 13. And the other option's 31, which makes more sense for this particular delve than the monster I rolled. So we're going to do that instead. Okay. So I'm looking for, I know I have it here. Yeah, here we go. All right, so they're going to listen at the door. Clastor is going to go first. Wow. Wow. Here's absolutely nothing. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh, that's one of the worst rolls I've ever rolled in any role-playing game ever. Especially for Delves and Dangers. So Clandor's like, are you sure? Well, he goes, no, I don't hear anything. All right, very well. Medicius opens the door, and in this room, it's kind of a weirdly shaped room. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of a room, so we're just going to make it this one here. I mean, I technically could probably create it, but it would take too long. So I'm just going to throw this out there as the room. They enter in through the door here, right in the middle. Odysseus enters in, and they're all kind of behind him in the hallway. And in the room is some debris over here. Some debris over here. And some iron spikes and stuff on the floor. I'm not going to indicate that with anything. And there's like some barrels and stuff. So I'm going to actually use my barrels as barrels instead of pillars, just for the fun of it. And they're kind of right here. Now, it has the monsters in front of this barrels, but I'm going to put them actually behind the barrels. And as soon as that door opens, they come crawling out. And I don't have the exact mini, but it's close enough. And there are going to be 5 of these creatures according to my encounter table. And there they are. So some giant ants come crawling out from behind the barrels, and we're going to roll initiative. All right. So, here we go. I, of course, dropped a die on the floor. You can't have a true session without dropping at least one die on the floor. Right, folks? Well, maybe not. All right, here we go. So, rolling initiative. Woo! I have a lot of 6s floating around there. All right, looks like everybody is going to go before the ants. And the druid says, ants, oh, I wish we didn't have to kill them. Yes, but they're not giving us any choice. And so Odysseus moves up on this ant and attacks with his battle axe. He has 8 dice. And he hits 5 successes, and an exploding die, which gives him 6 successes on the giant ant. And we look in my rule book for the giant ant, and that's going to be, I think I have it under, yeah. They have 2 armor. So that is 4 damage to the ant, and they're pretty hardy creatures. So one is at that. All right, cool. And so that ant is still there and still doing what ants do. Next up, so Clandor and Clestor fight together because that way they give each other the advantages that they need. However, Clandor with this rough terrain, 5, 10, 15, 20, that'll take up 2 spaces. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we'll put him there. So if he moves there, he should be able to attack. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, man. So he's already over here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he will not be able to attack the ant, but Clandor will. But that means that he will not be engaged. So he will not get his opportunity to attack advantage. But he wouldn't be able to do it anyway because Clestor would have had to catch up. So anyway, so he's going to attack with his battle axe, and he has 6 dice with his battle axe. And he gets 4 successes with 2 exploding dice, and that is 5 successes. Not too bad. So that's 3 damage on that particular ant. All right. Nice. And then, so he's going to, oh no, he doubled his move. He would be able to make it there if he just doubled his move without attacking. So that's 3 more damage to that creature, but it's still not enough to take it down. I forgot about the sprint action. And then Nettle's Pure Claw is going to come in and help her friend. Now, I forgot during my character creation that she can turn into, and oh, that's third. She can get a companion creature. I have not given her one, and I did not give her one in character creation. It's not required, so I think I'm going to keep that in mind as we go through the adventure, that maybe she can find a creature that is going to become her friend, and then I'll give her a check to try to do it. But she does not want an ant as a friend. So she's going to attack that creature, this giant ant, with her spear. And she gets 5 dice with her spear, and so she attacks, and she gets an exploding die. So that's 3, 6, so 4 damage to the one that Odysseus hit, and that's still not enough to take it down, but it's definitely on the radar. So then this ant moves up, this ant moves up, and this ant moves up here. An ant attack on Nettles. They have 5 dice on their attacks because their pincers are quite powerful, and they also have a poison that they inject into their victims. This is the attack on Nettles. Ooh, ouch. Yikes. So that is 3, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits, or 7 successes on Nettles. Her armor is 2. So that's 5 damage to Nettles. So that's the first time she's been hit, I think, in this whole campaign. 5 to her. Ouch. All right. And then the other ant attacks Odysseus and gets 1 exploding die, and that's not enough to penetrate to his shield or his armor. Attack on Clandor. 3 attacks. That's 2 damage on Clandor. Two damage on Clandor. He's at that. Okay. And then an attack on Clestor. And there's an exploding die. 3 successes. That's 2 more damage on him. All right. And then we go back to initiative. So Odysseus before, Clestor before. Uh-oh. Clandor after. Ooh, Nettles after as well. Okay. No worries. All right, so Clandor, or Clestor is gonna he knows the one who's fighting his buddy Clandor is injured, but he is going to attack the one that's in front of him just to try to do some damage. He does technically get his opportunistic attack because these two are engaged with, all of them are engaged with each other. So because of the way things are set up here. So Klestor is going to get 5, 6 with his 6 with his dual short swords, and then another 3 for his opportunistic attack on his opponent. And he gets 6 successes with an exploding die, so only 6 successes, so 4 damage on his. That's his attack. Medicius gets his attack, 8 dice. He's attacking the one that he's injured, and that's going to be more than enough. Yeah, so that's a total of 3, 6, 8, and that's more than enough to take this one down. So it is slain, exterminated, and this one is going to move up on its turn. But no, Medicius moves up to take him on himself, so he moves up with his move action, and then that's that. So now this ant attacks the Nettles, and does 1 damage. Oh, I forgot about the poison. All right, so we'll save for poison now. Forgot about the poison last time. We'll just say that it took a while for poison to kick in. And so they make a DL2 strength roll. So she's going to make a DL2 strength roll. She gets 3 dice. And she does it, so she doesn't suffer any poison. And no one else has been attacked this turn, which is when I'm having the poison beef. Odysseus is attacked. So that is 4 successes, which is actually 1 damage because he has 3 armor. So he has 1 damage. And oh, I forgot to, oh man. Okay. Good enough. All right, and he has to make a strength save. He has 5 dice to make a DL2, and he makes it with no problem, even with an exploding die that I don't necessarily need to roll. And now we move over to Clandor. He is hit for 3 damage. And he has to make a strength resistance roll. His strength resistance is 3, and he makes the 2 easily and takes no extra poison damage. And then Klestor is attacked by his creature. 2 successes. So 4 total, so he takes 2 damage. And then he has to make a strength resistance save. Ooh, exploding die. He does it. That was close. All right, so that's all their attacks. Now, Clandor is going to attack his, try to take it down. He gets the opportunistic attack dice. He has 6 with his axe, and then 3 more for his opportunistic attack. And he gets 3, 6, 7, 8 successes with an exploding die. So that's 9 successes. That's more than enough to take down his ant. And then he stays there, so Klestor will take advantage of him being engaged with his ally. All right, and then Nettles will attack hers. She gets 5 dice. And she gets 3 successes, exploding die, so she does 1 damage to hers. Ants are tough, man. They're tough. All right, let's do initiative. Nettles is going after, Clandor before, Odysseus before, and Klestor before. All right. So, Klestor is going to attack his with 9 dice, as we've already outlined. And he gets, yikes, a lot of 1s. So he gets 5 successes, 1 exploding die. Nope, still 5 successes. He does 3 damage to his. Not enough to take it down. Then we will have Clandor attack the same. Hopefully he's able to finish it off. So that is 6 successes plus exploding dice, 7 successes, minus 2 is 5. That is enough to slay it. And he moves over here to give this one a problem. And then we have Medicius. Medicius is going to attack. 8 dice on his opponent. And he gets 4 successes with 2 exploding dice. 6 successes with another exploding dice. So 7 successes on his. Minus 2 is 5. Not enough to slay it, but definitely took a chunk out of it. Now, this one attacks Nettles. 5 dice. And gets an exploding die. So that's 5 successes. She has 2 armor, I think. Yeah, 2 armor. So that's 3 damage to her. And she will have to make a strength resistance roll. Ooh. She fails. She takes an additional D3 damage. 2 more damage from poison. Yikes. All right. And then the attack on Medicius. And just 2 successes. Not enough to get through his armor and shield. And so we go to Nettles. And Nettles attacks with her spear. Ooh, she's mad at this one. The poison burning in her veins sent her over the edge. So she gets 5 successes with 3 exploding dice. Ooh, and another 3. So 8 successes. Yikes. That's almost enough to take it down. But it does not. It still continues to clack its mandibles at her. So here we go. All right. Looks like everybody is going before the ants. All right. So, we'll have Clandor attack. 3, 6, and he also gets 9 total. So he's attacking an engaged enemy. That's 1 exploding dice. So that is 3, 5, 6. Minus 2 is 4. That is enough to slay that ant. Got into its vulnerable places and moves over here. Thank you, good dwarf. Let me help out Nettles. And so he turns to the ant fighting Nettles and attacks. 2, 4, 6, 8. Woo! Pretty good. 4, 5, 6 with 3 exploding dice. 8. 1 more, even more exploding dice. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Minus 2 is 7. That's more than enough to take down this injured ant. And all the ants have been done. So let's see what's in these barrels. Let's see what kind of treasure they have. Ooh, came up already. So 5 and 6. They get 3d6 times 3d6 gold. So this is a pretty lucrative room. These ants must have been guarding some good. So this is 11, 12, and this is 5. 5 times 12 is 60 gold. That's pretty good. And now we'll see if there's a magic item. On a roll of 3, there's a magic item. There is a magic item hidden among these barrels. Now let's see what that magic item is. Now they're level 2. We're going to add we'll add plus 0 to this roll. 43. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll. There's a heavy weapon laying amongst the barrels, or we'll say it's buried in that rubble. A heavy magical weapon. Let's see. Nobody really wields a heavy weapon here. Let's say 1, 2, it's a heavy crossbow. 3, 4, it's a great axe. 5, 6, it's a great sword. So it's a heavy crossbow. Now Medicius can use that to great effect. So he finds a heavy crossbow of +1. It's a +1 heavy crossbow. Add that to his character sheet real quick. +1, so he's got a heavy crossbow. Well, Yeah, everybody pretty much uses short bows except for Clandor, but the heavy weapon's not good for him. So we're going to give it to him. So it's heavy crossbow +1. The problem is he doesn't have any corals, so he can borrow. He's going to borrow 10 corals from Clandor. They have a discussion, and he lets him have 10 of his corals, and he is down. They split the corals. This is a very well-crafted weapon. Still, the string is intact, and it's got these runes on it. I think it's something special. So thank you, good dwarf, for lending me your corals. Don't mention it. All right. If we're done with this room, let us continue back to that hallway. So they're going to go to that hallway, and same marching order as before. Following the lantern light through the darkness. All right, they go there, they turn the corner, and there is a monster here. Let's see what it is. 33. Yeah, that's perfect. Wow, good. I'm rolling, with one exception, I've rolled things that make sense for this kind of delve, because I tend to do that. So, so it's gonna be okay. So you turn around. Now this is a narrow hallway. It's only a 5-foot hallway. So I'm just gonna have it be this hallway where Odysseus is, and they're following along. And probably about here. I think that's about right. I can still see that on camera, I'm sure. And we're in this hall here, heading this direction. And they encounter some creatures that are coming at them. Now there are one. I'm just going to use 2. I have several of these kind of things, but I'm just grabbing whatever I can. All right, so this is going to be kind of tight quarters. They're giant rats. There's 6 of them. And the corner turns. We're off camera there. I'm gonna put a couple rats back there. They'll come around. They'll be on camera soon enough. Let's see. I think that's, yep, there's another one. So it's 2, 4, 6. All right, so we'll replace that with that one. All right. So there's 6 of them, and they start heading down the hall at our heroes, disturbed by the lantern light that Odysseus is carrying in his shield arm. And so we're going to roll initiative. This is a delve of vermin. Oh, and Nettles, by the way, is going to eat her berry before they took off and use her healing stone. So that's total of that. And Clastor is going to use a healing stone charge as well to get himself healed up. That's 7. Okay, that's got to be good enough. Rats can spread disease if they're not careful. If they're infected already, and that's what we roll for, so we gotta be careful with that. Keep that in mind for this combat. All right, now we're gonna roll initiative. All right, Clandor. Okay, Clandor is going before the rats. So is Clastor, and so is Nettles, and Odysseus is not, and Odysseus is in the front, so that's gonna complicate things. All right, let's get to my giant rats in my book. Yes. All right. So, Nettles has a short bow, but she kind of has her spear in hand. She could switch out the weapon, but wow. I guess she's gonna hold her action. And Clastor 2, because they all have their weapons in their hands, so they're all just gonna wait till after. And these rats Technically, I think 2 of them can fit in a 5-foot space. So I'm going to get 2 attacks on Medicius as they move down the hall. They attack. Giant rats have a 3D bite. So not very effective weapons. So the 2 attacks on Medicius. So 2 successes with an exploding die. So 3, that's just enough, does not harm him, and the other one does not harm him. So they're not able to penetrate his defenses, and that is their thing. So Medicius now is going to attack with his battle axe. He smashes, he tries to slash and kill one of the rats, and he gets 5 successes with 2 exploding dice, and that makes for 7 successes. Giant rats, yeah, they are not very hardy, and this one dies. So there's that. So Medicius, Odysseus is there. They've moved up on him. I'll just move everybody up. Odysseus knows that they're only in a 5-foot passageway here, and it's not the best advantageous thing, but he's gonna hold the line for everybody else. Nettles. Nettles is actually going to use one of her healing stones on Odysseus because she knows that he's still injured, and oh no, wait, she can't. She's not close enough. Never mind, I take that back. We'll have Clestor do that. No, he's not close enough. Only Clandor could do it, and Clandor's out. So never mind, I take it all back. The short bow would be kind of useless here. They're going to be able to shoot it through all their friends and at the rats, so they're just going to have to, they're going to shift positions. She's like, Clestor, switch places with Clandor so you can heal Odysseus. So they're going to do that, but that's going to end up being, yeah, that'll be the move action. So we'll just say that's okay. So Clestor is going to use a healing on Odysseus, and that's 5 more. So Odysseus is back to full power. His wounds completely close up. All right, good. And then that's it. That's all I'm going to do. We're just going to roll initiative. All right, so Odysseus is going before. Nettles is going after. Clandor could go before, but he's going to go after. And Clestor's after anyway. All right, so Odysseus is going to smash another of these creatures, hopefully taking it out. Wow, good. That's a lot of successes. 5, 6, 7. I hate vermin. And that is enough to slaughter another rat. And now they move up on Odysseus. So 2 attacks on Odysseus. And nope, not enough to get through. And then, so that's that. And then Nettles is going to stay back. Clestor doesn't need to heal him anymore, so he's going to wait there. And if they come through, he's going to stab him, but they're just going to hold off. They're just not going to attack. So we're going to move to initiative. And Odysseus goes after, so this is going to be ugly. So the rest of them are going to kind of go after too, but the rats get 2 more attacks in on Odysseus, and the others are probably not going to do anything unless things go horribly wrong. And the green one has a chance. Nope, not enough. We need another exploding die to be able to damage his chainmail and stuff. So they're just crawling on. They can't seem to get purchased with his chainmail, his shield. So he strikes, fighting in tight quarters as he is. That is 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 7 successes. That is more than enough to shatter yet another rat. All right. And then we're just going to roll an initiative from Odysseus because really that's all that's going to be happening here. He gets it, so he's going to attack another one. See if he can... Probably will be able to smash another one. Ooh, 4 minus 1, 3. Yeah, that's enough. Smashes that rat. And then the 2 rats get an attack on him. And that's 3 successes there, 3 successes there with no exploding die. They need at least 4 to get past his defenses. So they are not successful. We'll see if he attacks before they do. And he does. So 8 dice. 4, 6, 7. That is enough to smash yet another rat, and the rat attacks him back. Exploding die, exploding die. Yeah, so he finally got a hit in on Medicius, and he has to make a strength resistance roll, which is pretty good for him, but you never know. Needs DL2, so he easily avoids whatever disease they may have been carrying, if at all. And so it's initiative. He fails. He gets another attack on him before he strikes back. It's not running away. It's ravenously hungry, and he harms him. He does not harm him in any way. And Medicius smashes down with his axe, and that's going to be more than enough, even with the exploding dice, to smash that rat into oblivion. So they have a bunch of spattered rat carcasses on the floor in front of them. They're going to have to step lively over them. Urgh. Wretched beasts. So they're going to go over here and see what's coming around this corner. And it is yet another hallway with rubble-strewed hallway. And I'm going to roll to see what that is real quick. 21. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So, Odysseus comes around the corner, and we're going to see if he sees anything. He has not much for perception. And he looks up, and there's some arachnoids, and they drop down in front of them and shoot webs, and that's where we're going to end this episode. Shooting webs. Just to remind me for next episode, I'm going to, I know I have it somewhere, and I knew I was not going to find it when I wanted to. I have all my stuff here, really. I'm organized, I promise. Oh, here we go. Maybe that's it. Yeah, there it is. And they're shooting webs at him, and we'll have him save against those in our next one. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that crazy dungeon crawl there. Until next time, thank you so much for your support, and keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.